We are in a garden now. I need to do some weeding and get some progress done in here. So we had that little hoop in here with the wire mesh. I took that off, collected all the bricks and collected all this rebar, so it's easier to work in here for me. And I've just realized how much this lemon balm spread. So I'm gonna try to relocate all this lemon balm. I'll bring you closer. So all this in here is the lemon balm, and spread, it's literally all over. So I don't want to lose it, because lemon balm is one of my favorite herbs to use as an herbal tea. So I'm going to dig this all up, probably another day, because that's a big job. And we're going to relocate this to the pine tree area where we sowed the seeds. But for now, I'm just going to make some progress to weeding this area of the garden. I'm gonna remove most of the things now from here, and we can have a little think what we're going to plant in here next. I've got the wheelbarrow in here because I started this job yesterday. Hello, little bumblebee. And I've got this bucket to fill it first and chuck it to the wheelbarrow, and I will give this to my chickens. They'll love it. I finished weeding this bed, and I've made some little progress next to it as well. So where the leek, carrot and parsnip is, I probably will use up most of the leek. The carrot and the parsnip probably will go to the animals, and I'm probably just gonna pull up and discard all these onions, because honestly I've got that many onions, sorry, garlic, that I don't need anymore. And now I am going to tackle this corner side of the garden, and I'm going to weed this area around here. It comes up to the red vein sorrel, such a big taproot, and a dandelion. We don't need dandelion here. I need this little tool. Take them out. And the duck leaf. That's got such a big taproot as well. I'm not sure what this flower is, but it's in now in flower, and I don't want this to spread even more when it goes to seed. Good morning, friends. I've just turned the grow lights off. Look how much growth everything just put on. All these peppers, chilies and tomatoes really needs potting on, and everything else now. Look at the melon. So I have just removed from that small grow light area to the windowsill, so we can see it's better in here. And let me show you what we've got in here. So I think that's a borage. straw flower, aster, basil, crimson king, that's the purple basil. All these are the peppers and the chilies. This grass is to do with my cut flowers and the tomatoes. Even though we plant the tomatoes later, they are, took over the peppers. So that's why I always plant the tomatoes later, because they catch up. And it's a chocolate habanero and the Zimbabwe black. Oh, the smell of this tomato, I wish you can smell it. It's just gorgeous. So that's what I do. Because I've got so many plants now, I leave everything in a big grow light rack. So there is a window up there, there is a window all around this conservatory. So they've got plenty light. Would be better outside in a greenhouse, but at the moment they are okay. So these are all the peppers and chilies and tomatoes what we've potted on. These are the lettuces what we've potted on. Look how much growth is put on, and I will show you the difference of the same variety, same date we've sown all these, and the greenhouse one is loads bigger. We got all these cornflower, acacia, spinach, all the flowers. Look how beautiful the nasturtium is. But I can't plant these out because they frost tender. Coriander is doing really well. That's another variety of basil, aroma, 2F1. Red cabbage, we've got a couple in here. We've got millions of purple sprouting broccoli. We only really need about 8 to 12 plants for next year's the cabbage. So all these now slowly need to be put on. Up there are all the peppers. We have potted on all the way. I've got some flowers here. And up there are the potatoes, what we're gonna do the next couple of days. The first early. And down here what I've just got ready, the 2 trays, actually I've got 3, I've got one on the floor there, I'll show you in a minute. These are my jobs for the next couple of days, they really need to be put on. So we've got the Kohl Rabi, peppers, chilies, cauliflower, tomatoes, lots of flowers. And if I come around, we've got the celery, that needs potting on now, more basil. And these peas, I need to plant these peas out. Meteor and the sugar snap pea. These looking really good. All the pak choi and the autumn giant cabbage, what we've potted on. And all along here, what's this? That's the Kohl Rabi. And the greyhound cabbage and some sweet pea. Kale. And some flowers, and these need to go out as well, the acacia and the pea, telephone pea. And this is the experimental radish when I've sown seeds in module trays. So we're gonna separate some of these and plant these out in a polytunnel. I've also got sown in a polytunnel, it's not up yet. It just shows how much quicker things come up in heat. So this is where we are. Look at this mandarin tree. We've used the juice of these, what I've told you, it tastes like lemon in our breakfast another day. And they are now started flowering again and putting up so much new shoots. And this flower, it smells amazing. This looks really good. Okay, so I've got all these in here now. I'm gonna remove this, I put them on a windowsill, all of them. And check in on what's in here. Anything came up? Oh yeah, so we got the dill up. And not much more. Be nice and warm and cozy here. So, right. That's the conservatory. I am taking the 3 different varieties of peas. They no longer need to be in this heated conservatory. So I've got a Meteor, Sugar Bun, Sugar Snap and Telephone. So, because it's another cold snap coming, well, it's either gonna be very close to freezing, or where we are, I think it's gonna be frost for the next week, probably every single morning or night, late night, early morning. So I don't really want to risk it to put these plants out to the garden just yet. So I'm gonna transition them to the greenhouse so they get used to the cold, and then we'll see next week or week today, or in a couple of weeks, they're gonna go out. They're gonna have to go out because when they get to this stage, they very quickly get to this stage, and then from here when they get really tall and leggy, and with these little things what they stick to something, or grab hold of something, they grab each other, and it's really gets tangled up and just so hard to then separate them. And I just know from experience, same with beans, then it's just not gonna do that well. So, but my plan is they go to the greenhouse now. We're gonna take this to the greenhouse and come back and see what we can do with the rest of the pots. Look at this Dancing Queen Amaryllis flower, triple flower. How beautiful this is. Isn't it just gorgeous? I've got all these pots on top of this table. I need this table now to bring all the stuff out from the conservatory, so I'm going to take this out. We need to have a plan how we're gonna use all these up. I've got so many of these big pots. Yeah, I definitely don't need any pots for the near future, guys. So I'm gonna leave this here. So at the minute I've got some Phacelia. I've got 3 Phacelia in a pot. I forgot what this called. This trailing. I think it's got a lovely flower, and that needs to go out. I would love to do this, maybe plant it by the pond somewhere. This is some kind of tree as well. Not sure. And I'm not sure if this is chamomile. Not sure, guys, what this is. I know this is tansy. I left this here because I wasn't sure. I have to wait and see. It doesn't smell like chamomile at the minute, but we'll see. They look like chamomile. It's definitely not coriander, what I've labelled it to. That's for sure. But yeah, we'll just see how it goes. I'm just gonna give them a soak. Actually, they're really dry. Over here I've got shallots. They now really need to go out to the garden. We'll plant them out very soon. And these are those lettuces I was showing you in a conservatory. I said the same variety, we've sown these the same time and then we've been separated them the same time. And these ones are double, if not triple in size. These ones are now ready to plant out. So I'm going to plant this out very soon to the polytunnel. And that's some couple of more varieties of lettuces over here as well. And over here I have got sweet peas, what we might pinch the top out, some broad beans and coriander. The broad beans desperately need to go out because it's getting now really leggy. It's too hot for these broad beans even in this cold night, even in a greenhouse. So the broad beans needs to go out, and I leave the meteor pea. I'll put it in the other side so they same with the rest of the peas. Yeah, so all the peas so far, they are together. Look how beautiful this is. Oh, what's this? Who are you? A little bug. It's quite big actually. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We'll plant these out, or with, actually I think I've done this so we can use it as a pea shoot. So if I pinch this off, just the top, this bit, we can eat this. Let's have a taste test. So this pea, if I would have planted this pea out to the garden, would make pots for beautiful peas inside. But as a top, if I eat this, it tastes like pea. So good. Delicious. Also, another thing we can do while we're here, what I usually do, because we've got ages to go until I can plant these sweet peas out. So I usually pinch the top out. Sounds a bit cruel, but if I do the same thing, I'll pinch this top bit out of this sweet pea. We cannot eat this. This is not edible, so this will go to the compost. But that would encourage the rest of the plant, we say, bush up. So all these little shoulders will send some more shoot out and will bush up, will be more, you know, so it doesn't go that way, it will go more this way. And because we're so early, it's only middle of March, we cannot plant them out just yet, so might as well keep it here and signal the plant that please spread and don't just grow. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, perfect. It's on my way, so I thought I'll show it to you how beautiful my wild garlic looks. They are budding up now, will flower soon. So we need to think about make some recipes with it. Now we're going to head to the potting shed and we're going to pot on all these beautiful flowers and vegetables. I'm possibly gonna use all these different size of small pots to pot on all these beautiful seedlings. So let's just quickly go through what we're going to do today, because that's so much to do, so at least we know what we're doing. So we're going to do, so all this is cosmos. Well, actually what I might do, I might just, don't do this individually, just maybe separate it in half and put it a bit deeper in a bigger pot and then keep it like that. But what we've got in here, rose, sweet kiss, white cosmos, seashell, double Dutch rose, yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do with all these beautiful cosmos. This is a straw flower. I mean, these are loads of straw flowers. In fact, there are too many. So I don't know how I'm gonna separate this. I've never done this before, so we just go with the flow. We'll see how it goes. Those are the flowers, and these now the vegetables now. So what we've got in here, we've got the celery. Although they look tiny, I think this is the best time to separate them. So we're gonna do the celery, blush. I think it's gonna have this pinky purpley stem. I'm super excited to do this. Then we've got the sweet green basil. I also love doing separate the basil when they're this small, because they just do so much better when we separate them now. And then we've got Kohl Rabi and cauliflower we're gonna have to separate. And then we've got some tomatoes and we've got peppers in here. This one is the Kapia Pointy Red. So I've decided maybe like 5 plants each is enough for me, so the rest will stay in here in a waiting station. And a Rubinova. I can't remember these ones what they look like. Pointy red. Oh, this one is, I think it's a very nice meaty long pepper, very deep red, and it's beautiful. And then we've got the Black Beauty tomatoes, Black Russian and Red Zebra. So, oh, so good. So we're gonna do this as well. Okay, let's do this. Friends, I've only got this much compost left from the homemade sieved compost. So what I'm gonna have to do now, what I have done a few days ago, I went to see my big compost and it looks alright. It was wet but wasn't too wet, so I took a wheelbarrow full to the polytunnel to dry. So let's go have a look what that's doing, because we're gonna need to sieve that through, because this one in here, it's not gonna last long for me. I think that probably won't even be enough for today's spotting on, and we still got so much to do. So this is my homemade compost from the compost area, and as you can see it's still very damp. The only problem is with this is now it's gonna be really hard to sieve it through. I'll show you what I mean. So I've got this big pot and I've got this sieve, rotates, and it's brilliant. Our only problem is gonna be that this is too wet, I think, and we're just gonna clog up so quickly. So I don't even want to put too much. I just wanted to show you the way I do it. So I need quite a few days until this dries out just to that much, so we can actually do this job. But I need to do it because I have to do the potting on, and I don't want to buy compost and I've got so much in here anyway. I just need to do it slowly like that. So nothing gets wasted. So whatever stays in here, I could have a lot more sieved through with this, but I'm not that much bothered because I can use this in a garden. It's a perfect compost. Or I can use it when we're going to do the next potting on, you know, when we're potting on things like the peppers and chilies in a big pots, that the state of this compost would be perfect to that stage. But when what we've sieved through just, this is the one what I need for potting on in these 3 to 5 inch pots. So this is now a lot finer, and that's what I would like to work with, kind of constancy of the homemade compost. So what I'm gonna have to do this whole wheelbarrow full. So I'll hopefully can, I don't know, I'll be happy if I half fill it. If I would fill it fully, that would be even better. That would keep me going over the rest of the month with all the potting on. So I'm gonna use up probably all the sieved compost what we have, and then when we're done and I run out, I'll go to the polytunnel and I'm just carry on doing that job I've just showed you. So now fish blood and bone, I'm just gonna put this much, just 1 handful to all these compost. A big bucket full probably, that small bucket is, I've got 2 of these small bucket full from there, and just filling up these little pots I have. Give them a good soak with rainwater, leave them for 5 to 10 minutes, and then we can start the potting on. So nice now when the sun's out. I'm tempting to go and check on those bees again. And I probably have a look if anything came up of that lots of flower we've just done in the pine tree area. The green gage, it's in full bloom. Wow! There are so much of flowers, baby flowers up. I'm not sure if you can see it, but all over the place you've got these little beautiful tiny flower seedlings, what we've just done a couple of days ago. Oh, so nice to see them so busy. The 4th one. I would like to go and check, make sure they've got fondant left. I bet they've already ate the whole lot. That looks like a nice healthy hive. Strong family. Yeah, and the second one from us, so the middle of this trio, it's looking nice and busy. I try to be positive, but it's very much so looking like we've lost the other 2, because it's not much activity. The little activity what I can see, sometimes one goes in, one goes out. It's probably just they stealing from whatever is left in those storage, in those frames, or perhaps they've got fondant as well, because I think I've put fondant on all of the hives. But be positive, we've still got 2, and we'll find out what's happened to the other 2 when we're gonna do the hive inspection in a couple of weeks' time. The pollen's coming in, I can see it. We've got no protection, so I don't want to go closer. When I put the bee suit on, I'll check. I'm gonna check them out closely. Okay, we are ready to start the potting on. So I'm just making the holes in the pots. The compost is damp, almost wet. And I like the number 5 for some reason, because I've decided to go with 5 pieces of each varieties. So 5 red zebra plant, 5 black Russian, 5, is that a variety we're doing? Black beauty, and 5 of each of the peppers we are doing. So I've got these pots ready for 5 each. I haven't done the signs yet, so I have to do those. But this is the red zebra, so we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we've got 1 spare, what I'm just probably gonna discard at this point. And now get the other dibber, with the green, to push this down as much as I can. Push this down as much as I can. Fill this up with some extra compost if I have to. Just like that around it. Oh, do you know what? I think this is going to get a bit messier. I'm going to have a different setup. So I did to put the 5 red zebra tomato seedling in my potting on tray, and that's how we're gonna do it. So I'll really try to bury without breaking as much of that stem as possible, because remember, the tomatoes will grow roots on their stem, those little hairy things, what you can see right there, all over, loads and loads on the stem, that will all become strong and lovely roots. Will anchor that plant, and bigger and better that root system is, bigger, better and stronger our tomato plant will be. So I still haven't done the signs, so I'm just gonna do them nicely in here. See what mess I'm making. Okay, so push that down again, lower it as much as we can. Very damn that soil is. I'm aiming to go just where those first 2 leaves are, and that's it. And after I finish potting on this, I'm gonna grab the next lot and the next lot, and then we carry on doing this until we finished potting on all these lovely seedlings. Right, and that's all it took us to put on these beautiful tomatoes. So that's the way it looks. That's the way I like to look. I'm just gonna get all the labels ready now, write it out. I've got them all in here, so I'm just gonna count them out. I've got 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get my pen and marker pen and write 4 more out as red zebra. At this stage now I stopped writing tomatoes, because I know they are tomatoes. So what I do, I literally just write the variety. I've got all these labels ready. So for the Rubinova pepper and the Kapia Pointy Red, Cauliflower Romanesco, I've decided to have about 8 each of the cauliflower and the Kohl Rabi. And then we've got the Black Beauty tomato and a Black Russian I'm doing now. Okay, so I'm doing the Basil next now. It's so fragile this is. It's a tiny, miny plant. So I've decided to use this 6-cell module tray, and I poked a 3 tiny hole to each cell. That's what I've just decided to do this time, and let's see how it goes. So very gently, I remove my gloves now because this is a very delicate job. And we're just gonna put these 3 tiny miny seedlings to each cell. I've only got 15 minutes left because I've gotta be somewhere in a minute. So I'm just finishing off this basil. I'll show you what we've done, what I've done, and we're gonna do the rest tomorrow. Very fiddly job. You alright, sweetie? My poor little dog had an accident a few days ago, so we just take it very easy. Let me show you where she sits there on that pillow. She is so cute. And just watch the world go by. So this is all the seedlings I've managed to do. So we've got the 3 varieties of tomatoes, Black Russian, Red Zebra and a Black Beauty. The 2 different varieties of pepper, the Kapia pepper and the Rubinova on the back, in the back. And then I've got the Kohl Rabi and a Cauliflower, roughly about 8 each. So I've managed to do that. But I didn't have a time, what we're gonna do tomorrow. So we're gonna take the celery back with us and the straw flower. We're gonna do this tomorrow. These are the waiting station plants, and I not had the time to do the cosmos, so we're gonna do that tomorrow as well. But I'm going to finish off the basil and we'll see you tomorrow.